3:28 a.m.
I thought I was going to bed. I thought, you know, I did my whole skincare routine, my oils, my moisturizers, everything, the whole shebang. And I was like, oh, maybe I should read a few more pages of Uzumaki. Boy, this was the worst decision that I have made so far in the reading rush. Ooh, when they said horror, they really meant horror, huh? This has never happened to me with a book, but I literally had to put it down because I just couldn't take it. I was like, I was so disgusted and I was so horrified by what I was seeing. And I was like, I can't do this. Abort mission, abort. I've never had trouble, like scary movies, horror movies, Saw, you know, all of those type of movies. I've never had issues with them. I honestly, most of the time I find them funny. So I really did not think that this horror manga was going to affect me this way. But I literally had to extricate myself from reading this book and just like pace through my room. I couldn't take it. I suddenly felt so anxious, and like I don't even know if I want to show these panels to you guys because I don't want to scar you. If you're not physically ready to see these types of panels, I just don't want to put you through that. Like I saw this and I was like, this looks so cool. Like I still wasn't feeling the horror, gruesome kind of I need to put this book down. Oh, this was also really cool and I wanted to show it to you guys. You know, I was still feeling it. I was like, yay, fun. And then I think this next panel is the one where I started to freak out a little bit. Oh, I know. This is also really cool. Okay, I think it's this nest. I'm so afraid to turn the page. I don't want to do this anymore. Somebody call my mom. Oh, God. Oh, okay, I saw it. Okay, I'm gonna show it to you, but literally trigger warning for blood and self-mutilation and very graphic gore, I guess. So if you're ready for this, here we go. I've warned you. Don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, so let me explain. This one woman, she develops a phobia of spirals. Instead of an obsession, it's a phobia. And she's trying to get rid of all of the spirals in her own body. So she even goes bald because she doesn't want any curls in her hair. And then she notices that her fingerprints are like basically a billion little spirals, and she goes insane. Literally, guys, final warning. And she cuts off all of her fingerprints. I literally screamed when I saw this. Jesus. Oh my God. Okay, listen. Definitely would not recommend for a bedtime story. My bad. I'm wide awake now. Okay. Maybe I'll go put on some Barney, or some SpongeBob just to kind of like clear my head, you know. I'll see you in the morning, hopefully without having had nightmares. Bye. Good morning. Hi, I hope you're doing wonderful today. I woke up again at 6:30 a.m. I don't know what's going on with my body. I woke up at 6:30. I tried to go back to bed, but I'm one of those people that once you wake up, you can't really go back to bed again. So I was like, I guess I'll start reading. So last night, I couldn't really fall asleep yet again because I was just like hyped up on the excitement of the reading rush. And I was like, okay, I'll just read for a little while and then I'll go to bed. So I decided to pick up Uzumaki. I've been talking about this ever since the beginning of the reading rush, about how excited I am to finally read this. Going into Uzumaki, I was just like, oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a new experience. Turns out I literally had to put the book down down, physically put it down, stand up from my bed, and start pacing around because I was not prepared for what I saw in Uzumaki. This story is basically centered around this town. It has been cursed by spirals. So that sounds whack. Like, what does that even mean? It means that the spiral is slowly taking over this town and people are basically losing it. Some people get obsessed with the spiral. Some people develop a phobia, so much so that they have to get rid of all of the spirals in their body, including their fingertips or fingerprints. It's so wild. And then this morning I woke up and I was like, okay, I'm ready to die. But it's not that bad. I think it was such a shock yesterday because I was just not prepared for it. But now I am, and honestly, I'm really liking it. Like, it's so weird and it's so terrifying, but I find myself being so mesmerized by it, or like so intensely interested, and I just want to keep on reading. It's just such an interesting book, and the panels themselves are so rich and they're so wild. Like, they're so, I have never read a manga like this. I've read this much so far, so I'm basically halfway through and I'm currently on chapter 12. I don't know if that means anything to anyone. Now that I've talked about my trauma, these are my plans for today. I'm going to be finishing Uzumaki, and then I think I am going to pick up Full Metal Alchemist because I need to go back to my favorites. I need to just jump into this world and remember that not all manga is horrifying. These are my two main focuses for today, and if I manage to finish both of them, which honestly I think I will, I really want to start Bloodlines, which I didn't get to do yesterday because after finishing Ember, y'all saw me, I was a mess. I was freaking out. It was so incredible. I didn't want to start another book because I just knew that I was still going to be thinking about Ember. So I really want to start reading this. I'm gonna go to work now. Fun! I hope you guys are having a lovely morning or day so far whenever you're seeing this, and hopefully you guys enjoyed or have been enjoying my reading rush vlogs so far. Hopefully they're not boring. Hopefully they're inspiring. Y'all look lovely today. Have I said that yet? Drink water, eat your veggies. What am I saying? Okay, I'm logging off now. Bye. It's time for some updates. So as you may have seen from my previous clips, I have officially finished Uzumaki, written by Junji Ito. I really need someone to tell me how to pronounce his name, please. I really had to give this 5 out of 5 stars. It's not like I'm the most knowledgeable in like the manga department, but I will say that this is definitely in like the top 5 best mangas that I've ever read. This was just such an incredible manga. I feel like every panel was executed to perfection. It's such an interesting and unique and weird collection of stories that are told through our main character called Kirie, and it's just so crazy and so incredibly out of this world. Like, I don't know what the author was on when he wrote this, but holy crap on a cracker, I cannot believe, like, my mind was blown. It's so out of the ordinary, it's so different from anything that I have ever read, and honestly, if you're open to trying out something different, if you're open to horror and gore, I mean, not really gore, it's not that level of gore, but there is trigger warnings for self-mutilation and violence and blood. So if you don't mind those things, then I feel like I really want to recommend Uzumaki to you if you want to try out horror manga for yourself. And this is actually my second 5-star book of the reading rush, so very happy about that. Now I have a little update for you guys. Apparently there's a storm coming, so it's been raining cats and dogs the whole day, which makes the reading outside challenge a little challenging. I was ready to just take out a towel and sit on the wet grass and just push through it, but honestly, I didn't want to be uncomfortable while reading a book. It was really gloomy outside, and it wasn't, you know, it wasn't giving me the cozy vibes, it wasn't giving me fall wintry vibes. So because of this storm, I have decided to make some changes to this challenge. Instead of reading a book completely outside of my house, I am going to be putting on a playlist of outdoorsy sounds, and I'm going to be reading Full Metal Alchemist Volume 9 with my playlist of outdoorsy, whimsical, fairy type of sounds. So that is what we're going to be doing tonight. I am very, very excited. We love a double spread cover. And now that I'm looking at it, I feel like Gluttony would be a perfect character in Uzumaki. Like, just connecting these two mangas, I feel like this could be straight out of a Junji Ito novel. After I finish reading Full Metal Alchemist, I am going to finally be starting Bloodlines by Rochelle Mead. This is a buddy read that I am doing with Tiffany over at Read by Tiffany, an angel, a legend, an icon. I still haven't started it, but I really, really want to, because tonight I'm just feeling the cozy vibes. I want to be in this world again. I want to be with Sidrian. Sidrian was probably one of my very first OTPs, the very first couple that I would give my life for. So I'm really excited to finally be back in this world and to be sharing it with my new friend Tiffany, which you should also check out because she is lovely. So these are my plans for tonight. I am excited. Let's get this party started.
nice, keep going.